Good day folks, today in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Katana handheld cinema tray system for the DJI Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom. This kit allows you to grab stabilized footage with your Mavic series drone. So let's open up the box and we'll see what all comes inside. So I have reviewed the Katana system in the past for the DJI Mavic Air and the DJI Spark, and I wasn't quite sure if they were going to come out with a setup for the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom. And the reason being is in order for this to work, you have to use Wi-Fi to connect to your drone. And that way when you mount your smartphone in there, you can get a feed of what you're filming. Now the original Mavic Pro had a switch that you could switch back and forth between RC and Wi-Fi. Now when the Mavic 2 series was released, they did away with the Wi-Fi connection, so there was no really way to connect the drone just directly to a phone, and that way you could control the camera and see what you're filming. So I wasn't sure if they were going to make a version of the Katana for the Mavic 2 series, but they did kind of come up with a workaround for it, and it actually works pretty well. So let's open it up and we'll see the hardware inside the box here. So we'll open it up, and here is the setup here. So the first component here is the handle and the mount for the Mavic 2 series drone. We've got a smartphone mount. We've got a remote mount. That's what's basically new in this setup. And then of course we have the PolarPro documentation. We have some stickers, information about filters, and then of course we have some instructions on how to set it all up. So let's go ahead and we'll put this thing together and then we're going to go test it out. Now before we can mount the drone, we have to remove the propellers. Just like that. Now we're going to take the mount off the handle. And according to the instructions, you want this bar in between the front vision sensor and that sensor there. So it would just sit in there just like that. And there's little rubber inserts inside there, so you're not going to damage your drone at all. You won't get any kind of markings on it. And you'll notice this angle piece faces the back of the drone. From there, we're now just going to line up the handle and attach these thumb screws. And then we just want to tighten them in to make sure there's no play within the drone. And you'll notice here that there's two dials. This bottom dial stays tight against this bottom bracket, but we will need to adjust this top dial to tighten it into the remote bracket. So we'll just screw it in, but what you'll notice here is if you try to tighten it all the way in, it's going to be at some weird angle. So what we're going to do is just back it off, and then we're just going to use this bottom dial to snug it in. Now the last piece we're going to attach is the smartphone mount, and there's two different ways you can mount it. You'll notice this side here has a flat piece, this side here is at a 45-degree angle. So you just have to decide which way looks best for you. Now with this setup, with the Mavic 2 Pro, I find having it vertical gives me a better view of the screen. And now you'll see here, if you tighten it right in, it's going to be at that weird angle again, so you just again back it off, and then use the dial to tighten it in. And just make sure it's nice and snug, and that way things don't spin around on you. And this is the step that's now necessary due to the fact that there's no Wi-Fi capabilities of this drone. And then we can just pull that down and it pops right in. And now lastly, we're going to mount our phone in there. This is what gives us a visual feed of what we're filming. So, as you can see, that's what we have right now. Now lastly, what we need to do is connect the remote to the smartphone, no different than if we were out flying it. If you're accustomed to mounting your phone in the remote, we usually use this little side cable that's pre-installed, but obviously that's not going to reach the phone. So what we're going to do is just unplug it for the time being, and then we're just going to use a little mini USB cable to attach them. Now depending on whether you're mounting a Samsung, you might be using a USB-C cable, but I have an iPhone in there, so I'll be using a lightning cable. And there's different ones available you can purchase. This one here is by SkyTreat. It's actually a really nice cable. This one here is the Atom Elements one that DJI sells on their website. They're both good cables. PolarPro also sells a 10-inch cable in both USB-C and Lightning versions. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be using the SkyTreat USB cable. So what we're going to do is plug one end into the bottom of the remote there, and then we'll plug the other end into the Lightning port on the smartphone. So there we go. We are all ready to use it. Now using it this way is no different than if you were going to fly it. We first have to remove the cover. We're going to power on our remote. We will power on our drone. It's going to go through its calibration checks. And as you can tell by the screen here, the remote is now connected to the drone. So at this stage, we're going to launch our DJI Go 4 app. And just like normal, we're going to tap on Go Fly. And there you go. As you can see, we now have a visual feed of what we're filming. Now, all in all, it is a fairly big rig, but it does work well, and it does feel comfortable to hold. It's well balanced, and it doesn't feel awkward to use by any means. Using both hands, you get a nice grip, and you can get some nice smooth shots. Now, one bonus of having the remote mounted in there is that you can easily control the gimbal. If you have a zoom mounted in there, you can use the other finger to control the zoom level. Now, I know there's probably going to be some people saying, well, why would you want to use a setup like that? It's big, clumsy, awkward. Well, there's a couple reasons for using it. First off, if you're going to be out shooting and you want to grab a little bit of ground footage to mix into your drone video, this is a perfect setup for doing that for a couple reasons. First off, you may not own any other camera, and if you do, you might own a big DSLR and you don't want to bring that with you. The other reason is the Mavic 2 Pro has an excellent camera on it. It has a 1-inch sensor. You can shoot in D-Log with 10-bit color. A lot of small point-and-shoot cameras cannot get that kind of video quality. But to me, the most important reason why you would want to use a setup like this is, like I said, if you're going to be getting ground footage, using a setup like this allows you to match your content. So if you're up in the air filming and you want to grab some ground footage, it's going to look the same. Especially if you're using ND filters, you probably already got a nice set of ND filters for your drone, and that way you can still match the 180-degree rule if you're trying to get some nice cinematic footage. When it's put together, it's a little bulky, but when you have this apart, you're going to have your drone packed away in its drone bag, or a backpack, whatever you use. The Katana system itself doesn't take up very much room at all. It can fit in a backpack or a side pocket very easily without taking up much room, and that way you always have it with you, and whether you're going to use it or not that day, it's there if you do need it, and it's not going to take up a lot of room if you don't use it. So I'm just going to take it out into our little backyard area, and we'll see what kind of footage it grabs and how stable it is. So yeah, that is the Katana handheld cinema tray for the DJI Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom. All in all, I'm really pleased with it. I like what PolarPro has done. They had a problem with the remote and they solved it, and they solved it in a good way. I'm actually very pleased with it, and I think I'll be making good use of this summer when we're out adventuring. Anyways, folks, I will include the links down below where you can go and check the Katana system out further. And like I said, they have the system for all the drones, the Spark, the Mavic Air, the original Mavic Pro. The only difference being is that with the other models, you don't have to have the remote mounted in there. Now, one last thing I want to point out here before I go. It does have a 1/4-20 tripod thread on the bottom, so if you want to mount this whole rig on a tripod, you're able to do so. Well, folks, that's basically it for my review of the Katana for the Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.